Good evening to you and to your audience. Yes, the Israeli enemy will escalate and they are moving forward in their war against Lebanon, Gaza, and all the axis, including Iran axis in the region, in an attempt to respond to Iran's targeting with missiles a while ago. The Israeli operations will continue in Lebanon, the airstrike will continue, and the trial for a ground offensive will also continue. The Israeli army every day tries to make progress in the borders, in the southern villages on the southern borders of Lebanon. The army destroys these villages and Beqa areas. It repeated the targeting of the southern district by a series of very hostile strikes. This morning, the army targeted Juli area, which is in the northern district of Beirut, 20 kilometers far from Beirut, to target Hezbollah figure he was passing by with his wife and managed to kill them. Netanyahu never stopped before achieving his war goals that were announced either in Lebanon or in Gaza or in the whole region.
From your point of view,
سيدي.
has Israel returned to target the Lebanese capital, or why did Israel return to target the Lebanese capital, Beirut, after reports of a halt to these attacks by order of the U.S. administration, and how will that reflect on the U.S.-Israel strategic relations?
There was an attempt from the U.S. administration to stop Israel from targeting the southern district of the capital or any other targets inside the capital, Beirut. However, today we have witnessed the strikes returning to the southern district, which is the place of Hezbollah. The enemy will never be halted from targeting any goal that they consider legitimate for them. They will never stop trying to destroy these targets either in the southern district or in Beirut or any other place in Lebanon. Of course, wants to respond to the demands of the U.S. administration. However, they have their own interests and what they call their own security. So liquidating the enemies, hitting their centers, striking the immunity warehouses and their logistic centers is a priority for them. So these limited actions in the southern district of Beirut will never upset a lot the United States. What may upset the United States is that these targets would exceed the scope of the southern district, which is the greater Beirut and the areas that are not under Hezbollah's control, because we know that there are many places in Lebanon that are not under the control of Hezbollah, and they are even considered to be enemies of Hezbollah. That's why the United States does not want the targeting of Beirut as a capital, but they will not object or oppose to targeting anything that may pose a danger for Israel.
How do you view Hezbollah's decision to enter a new phase of attacks on Israel? Again, how do you view Hezbollah's decision to enter a new phase of attacks on Israel?
Yes, Hezbollah tries from a very long time to cause harm inside Israel. We're sending a drone today to the residency of the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. It was a very big leap, of course, under the permission of Iran and with Iranian decision, because there are many rumors that everyone is repeating that after the killing of Mr. Nasrallah, the previous Secretary General of Hezbollah, Iran and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard directly manage Hezbollah at the political and military level, because there is no authority and there are no political leaders for Hezbollah except for the Deputy Secretary General, Sheikh Naim. So, what Hezbollah did today is, with Iran's permission, it's an explicit threat against Netanyahu, trying to create a kind of terror balance between them and the Israeli enemy. It's also a message before the targeting or before the Israeli response that is possible against Iran, to say that we are capable of reaching your own house.